Continuing with agriculture, part 3, cash crops, we will now continue with sugarcane. Now, sugarcane, it is a kharif crop and it is the most important cash crop of India. It is from the bamboo family of the plant and it is the original plant that grows here in India. That is the indigenous plant to India. Then the main sources, the main products that sugarcane gives us is gur, khantri and sugar. Then the residue or even the cane that is used as the fodder, and it is the tropical crop. The kind of soil that sugarcane requires, it can be grown on the variety of the soil, but the alluvial clayey loam of the Indo-Gangetic plain that is considered to be the best for its growth. Plus it can also grow well on the black soil, brown or the reddish loam as well. The soil, it should be rich in nitrogen, calcium and phosphorus. Any type of the acidic or the alkaline soils, they are considered to be harmful for the growth of the plant. Now sugarcane, it has the capacity to exhaust the fertility of the soil, and that too very quickly. So it is cultivated in the areas where the yearly flood will replenish the ground, or the soil, it requires the heavy doses of the manure and fertilizers so that the high yield that is also obtained. So these were the few of the factors that were related with the soil, but the main one being that it grows very well on the alluvial clayey type of the soil and also on the black soil. Now where the climatic condition is concerned, the climatic requirements, they are temperature. It requires an average temperature ranging from 20 to 30 degrees Celsius. Any kind of the high temperature, especially in northern India, we have the loo that blows, and the very low temperature. Here again in North India, we have the frost-like condition. So both of the conditions, the high temperature and the low temperature, loo and frost, these are considered to be harmful for the growth of the crop. Where the rainfall is concerned, well distributed rainfall of about 75 centimeter to 120 centimeter, that is required for the growth of the crop. Any kind of the low moisture, then the sucrose content, it will be affected. Any kind of the high moisture, then also the sucrose content, it will be affected. It would be diluted. Plus it cannot stand the stagnant water. This crop, it has a very high maturity period, say for about 11 to 18 months, and it also depends upon the geographic condition. So it means that the plot of the land, it would be occupied with only one kind of the crop. Where the method of the cultivation is concerned, first of all the ground is prepared by plowing, and so that the proper circulation of the air that is maintained when the plowing it is done. Then the application of the natural manure, that is done before the planting. Now sugarcane, it can be planted through three of the methods, that is by the way of the seed, by the set method and by retooning. The method by the seed is considered to be the old one. It has become obsolete. Set method is more in practice. Now set method, it means that through the places in the cane where the joints they are there, the cane that is cut from each of the joint, then these cut off joint that is placed into the ground. This is known as the set method. After say about 2 weeks, then the plant, it will start to grow. Any type of the weeds, they are then removed regularly in the regular manner. The third one that we have, that is the retooning method. The last of the joint that is allowed to be remain in the ground only, and then the plant, it would start to grow from there. This is known as the retoon method. The benefit is what? The advantage is that all the necessary characteristics that the good plant, original plant, it would have, it would be passed on to the next generation of the crop. So this way 2 or 3 generations, the plant will give the best of the produce, and after that again the whole method, the set method or the seed method, whatever is suitable for the farmer, it would then be repeated. Go through the advantages of the retooning. Advantages that the crop, it need not to be planted again. The shorter maturation period, that will be there. Any type of the extra expenditure, investment, it is not required, and it becomes very relatively cheap enough if the plant grows from the ratoon only. But the disadvantage is what? That the productivity, it decreases with every cropping pattern. Okay, then whatever the disease that the original plant, it will be affected by the same one that is passed on to the generation of the plant as well, and it may be infected by the various kind of the pest and the diseases, the main one being the moth, termite, whiteflies, and diseases such as the red rot, smut, ratoon stunting. These are the main ones. Harvesting of the crop. How would we know whether the crop is ready to be harvested, to be cut or not? We would get to know when the new leaves, they stop coming, and the lower portion of the stem, it turns to be yellow. So this is the time period when the crop is ready to be cut, when it is ready to be harvested. In the northern portion of the country, harvesting is done before the winters so that the frost, it does not affect the crop. Processing of the sugarcane, it is to be done quite soon, just within the hours, within the 48 hours. The harvested sugarcane, it should be sent to the sugar mills. Otherwise, what would happen? The sucrose content that is present in the sugarcane when it is cut off, within hours only, it starts to lose it. The produce, then whatever we have to make the product out of it, it would then turn out to be of the inferior quality. Ideally, the sugar mills, they are also to be located within the 32 kilometer of the radius wherever the sugarcane fields they are. Uses of the sugarcane, it involves the products that are obtained directly, that is the gur or jaggery, khanchari or white sugar, and even from the leftover, the residue, the byproducts can also be obtained like the molasses, bagasse, and the press mud. Then we have the areas and the states where the sugarcane that is grown. Now we have the largest area under sugarcane cultivation in the world, and we are only second largest producer of the sugarcane in the world, that is next to Brazil. Where is sugarcane grown in our region? In India, in the north, it is grown in the Satluj Ganga plain from Punjab to Bihar, and in south it is grown in the black soil belt of Maharashtra to Tamil Nadu, and it is also grown in the coastal Andhra Pradesh and Krishna Valley. Uttar Pradesh is the largest sugarcane producer state in the country, and sugarcane cultivation in the north is slightly different where the sugarcane cultivation in the peninsular India that is concerned. The difference being that in the northern side of the country, loo and frost like condition, they are harmful for the growth of the crop, whereas in the peninsular India, these climatic conditions, they are not found. So sugarcane, it grows best over there. Then the black lava soil, the Ragur soil, that is considered to be the best one for the growth of the sugarcane crop, and better methods, manures and fertilizers, they are available in the southern portion of the country rather than in the northern portion of the country. There are certain number of the problems that are associated with the sugarcane cultivation. These are, first of all, the sugarcane, it exhausts the soil because it absorbs the nutrients from the soil. So too much amount of the manure and water that is required for the plant to grow in a proper manner. Then secondly, the mills, they are located away from the field. So the transportation problem that is there, the cost of the transportation is going to be high. So eventually whatever the product it would come out, that would also be of the higher pricing. Plus there is the problem of the sucrose content as well. If the mills are far off, then within 48 hours the sucrose content would start to fall, and it will affect the produce of the crop. Then the problem of the high cost of production, that is also there. Then the prices of the cane, that is fixed on the quantity rather than